So I'm thinking this sign, loosely translated, is use your happiness to change the world. How great is that, huh? Look at this, Teresa's Bar. All right, lovers of all things that move, I am still here in Itaunas in Brazil, Espírito Santo, and behind me is this huge trunk of a tree. So it is right here, and I was really curious about what is the significance of this tree in the middle of a beautiful park. They have the tree over here, literally hiding out in the middle of the park like this. It's a huge, huge tree trunk. And I was wondering, what is the purpose of this? So I went over. I'm gonna walk into the sun and cook a little bit. It is really, really hot today. But literally loving all things that move. This tree, unfortunately, was moved to somewhere that it didn't want to be, because it's actually a protest kind of tree. And what it speaks to is the fact that 200 years ago, this tree is about 200 years old. The trees were actually all cut down. They actually took a lot of the trees away in order to plant eucalyptus trees. And eucalyptus trees, unfortunately, they're really good for paper. They're good for toilet paper. They're good for other things, books. But they're not really good for the environment because no other plants really grow around them. And I'm not really huge on, understanding stuff like this, horticulture and stuff. But apparently, just the species of eucalyptus trees, the way that they, kind of like habitate around them, they prohibit a lot of other things from growing. So apparently people wanted to remember the fact of what happened, and they're protesting this actual, deforestation that happened here and the planting of the eucalyptus trees. So that is why they have this tree in the middle of a park, to remember what actually happened, to protect our environment and to make sure that hopefully things like this don't continue to happen. We obviously need paper very much. As you know, I'm a professor. I need books, but there's sometimes better ways in which you can plant trees and do things that affects less people and less environments in a way. Huge tree trunk, which is over 235 years old. It is to honor all the trees that were cut down in this area. So a lot of people disagree with what happened, and therefore that's why that is planted there. There's a beautiful church here that we're going to go check out as well. This is a church right here in the middle of the center. We're going to go in and just have ourselves a little look, see what's going on here. I wonder on this tree here if this is actually fabric or if it's painted. I think it's fabric. It looks beautiful. There's a lot of artisanal things here in stores and all around. Yeah, it's definitely like a quilt. That's very beautiful, whoever made something like that. My mother-in-law was really good with crochet. That's incredible. Let's go take a look at this old church. Looks beautiful. Ah, Saint Sebastian.
tira daqui de cima.
Viu?
Fazer um vídeo também. Vai fazer outro
Fazer o
vídeo.
vídeo, gente.
Aquele lá é só de lagosta?
Só lagosta lá.
Ai, tem que ficar mais uma carne. Eu quero.
Tem ali dentro, hein, senhora, hein? Vamos ver a
Mais camarão. Bota aqui.
Ah, tem que separar.
Oh my God, the food was unbelievable. Flavor was incredible. Check this out. Look at all this stuff left.
Não é nenhum dos dois, é do jeito que aquela interseção foi construída.
My plate's got nothing.
Vista de quem tá vindo.
The lobster was incredible.
Olha aí, ela pegou a Dani.
Vai, vamos ir pra praia.
Vai cair.
Pede pra comprar pra ir pra praia. Eu vou. Foi mostrar aí.
Vem. Coloca na cara. Vem colocar.
O maior carinho, sabe?
Aham.
Assim que eu dou pra vocês, assim, que eu
Sim.
tá, entendeu? Né?
Não,
Que
eu
é
sei.
meu imitação, entendeu?
Sim. Uhum.
Vocês
Obrigado.
merecem muito mais.
Que isso?
É um peru. Abre desde a garrafa. É um peru. Aqui, ó.
Eu acho diferente. Não sei.
Doido, gente. Que isso, gente? Alta
Você não
noite.
viu, não, o formato de...
Gonna go grab some coffee at the padaria. Oh, check this out, San Mateos. That's where we came from. It's 50 kilometers away. Conceição de Barra, that's where we were yesterday. And that's where we are now. We found that we're at a little cafe they call Padaria. We are in Itaunas now. Sounds like more dogs. There's a lot of dogs roaming the streets.
Yeah.
Sad. I wish I had more food.
É, que é, ó, comida.
Yeah. So I just arrived and I want to do some more filming, but the heat has killed all my batteries. So I'm charging up everything right now. Except my phone. I'm on 8%. I'm gonna have to put my phone in too. My GoPro just died. Everything died in the heat. All right, so as I just said, I'm putting everything to charge. And I would love to actually go and get a coffee, because after the ride and just the day, the sun, the heat, I want to go get a coffee. When I arrived in the room, it was probably, I don't want to exaggerate, 88 degrees, I would say. I mean, the windows are open and it's hot out today. It's just very hot. So now I got the AC on and I want to leave and I want my stuff to charge, but I also want to leave the AC on to cool the room. But unfortunately, I just found out this is not going to be possible, because check this out. You have to put the key for the room into this little holder right here. So if I take it out, it's going to shut the power off to the whole room. And the keys to the room are right here. And they're actually, I was like, oh, I'll just take the key and I'll leave this little thing in the thing to kind of leave the power on. But the keys are like melted on. I mean, the key ring is like melted on. So you can't take the keys off. So if I want to leave, I have two options. One, I have to turn everything down. I'll lose the AC and my power. Or option two, I'll just leave my door unlocked. It actually closes, but it just won't be locked. And I mean, I'll take the risk, obviously, that someone could come into the room and take my stuff. So I don't know what to do. I got to think about it. I mean, do I feel like it's safe, like anybody would take my stuff? I think it's safe, yes. But I honestly just don't know, because I just got here. So I'm not quite sure what to do. Do I stay or do I go? Isn't there a song like that? Should I go? Oh my God, how's the song go? Should I stay or should I go now? Right? I do want to go. I want to go get coffee. And especially because coffee places do not stay open very long here. And it's like almost 6 o'clock. So I got to decide fast. I don't know. I'll see what I do.
Quero mesmo sem entregas, quero 7.000 euros sem descansar. E a quem Deus prometeu nunca faltou. Na hora certa um bom Deus dará. Mas não pra dizer, eu estou indo embora. Talvez eu volte, um dia eu volto, quem sabe. Mas foi preciso esquecê-la. A minha grande, a minha pequena, a minha imensa obsessão, a minha grande obsessão, a minha caneta.
All right, so spent the night at Villa Morena. That's what we call this. It's called a posada. So it's not like a hotel, but it's kind of like a hotel, but it's supposed to have a few more kind of, resort items usually at a posada than a hotel. I have to admit, the bed was extremely, extremely firm. I don't think that there's much of a mattress. It was like sleeping literally on hard wood. That's what it felt like. When I arrived, you can see as the bathroom was completely dirty on the floor. However, when I told them, they were very nice, came right in, cleaned it right up. So that was nice, but I'm not sure what happened in there. Looked like quite a mess. In terms of the rest of the room, I would say everything is pretty clean. However, the weird nuance with the not being able to leave the AC on when you leave for a little bit, it's just really weird. and then the room gets really hot. So then it takes a long time to cool it back down. I don't know, I mean, I understand saving money on electricity, but in the summertime, especially when it's like 95 degrees out and very, very sticky and humid, everything in the room gets real sticky, and it just takes a long time to cool things down. So it'd be really nice to actually have the AC on, even at a high temperature when you get in here. So if it's like 80, and then you bring it down to, whatever you like or something, 70, it just wouldn't be as difficult and take as long as when it's 95 degrees. Also, when you come in the room, so you have to use the key to lock the door. However, you can't get any lights on until you put the key in the wall. So you have to use either a flashlight or your phone, which obviously nobody carries a flashlight. Everyone uses their phone, right? You put it on so you have some light so you can see to lock the door, and then put the key in the wall. Because otherwise it is like pitch black in here, there is no lights at all. I find that a little bit of a safety hazard. There should be some sort of night light or something above the door, maybe something that when you come in the door, it triggers and you have like 60 seconds of lighting, either when you leave or when you come in, so that you can lock the door so you can see, because you can't see anything. Again, I understand the saving of energy, no problem with that, but there's, just the basic of being able to actually see to open the door. So let's get into grading, right? I mean, we already are talking about this stuff, but in terms of labels for food, there is none. It does not exist. So the breakfast that is included in your night stay, there are no labels on the food at all. However, upon asking about the food, we did find out that there is butter in almost everything that they have. What you can have is fruits, coffee, and juice. In terms of all the other stuff, I had some little pieces of ham, but the bread was off limits. The scrambled eggs is off limits. Even they had fried banana or like cooked bananas with cinnamon that also had butter on it as well. So almost everything had butter or milk. At least it was nice enough they were able to tell me. But in terms of options for eating, again, very limited for the breakfast. For lactose free. When it comes to amenities here at this posada, they are very limited, and kind of sad to say, but they don't even offer any poolside service. So there are no drinks, there are no food, there is nothing. Instead, they tell you to get in your car or walk, go down the street, buy whatever drinks you'd like to have, and you can bring them back in. That's not an amenity that's included, something to think about. When you arrive, you should bring your cooler if you want to stay here and enjoy the pool for a little while. I think that's a miss for the place. I mean, they should definitely offer some type of drinks and snacks, because they could make some more money doing that. I think that'd be great. In terms of the whole place, the aesthetic, the design of everything, the artisanal design of all of the pieces is just incredible. I could spend hours looking at everything, from all the pieces to the artwork to just, the way the doors are, the wood. I absolutely love the way that the place is built and designed. It just really has a nice, authentic, homey feel to it. Very, very nice. The attitude of the people who work here, I have to admit, not the best. However, they do welcome you when you come in. They say hello, they ask for the money, the payment, and then of course, they ask you to put out your name, show identification, but it wasn't just overly welcoming. Now, getting to that with payment and everything else, I have to say that this place, Villa Morena, was extremely difficult to book. So when you go online and you try to make a reservation, they do have a sort of website, and they are listed through third-party sites like booking.com. However, when you make a booking, they will not hold your booking unless you pay half of the deposit of the room up front, and you have to do that via PIX, P-I-X. So it's basically like a way that people who live in Brazil send money. It's kind of like Venmo for us in the US, but they send money in between each other. from one person's bank account to another person's bank account. People who live outside of Brazil, i.e. myself, we do not have access to Pix unless you have a Brazilian bank account. Now therein lies a problem. How could tourists actually come here and stay here? I can't quite answer that question. I got lucky enough because I have family that live in Brazil, so I reached out to them and I had them send a deposit to guarantee the room here. I guess if you can't do that, you could potentially show up and ask for the room, and if there's something available, then you could take it. But in terms of trying to make a reservation without having the prepayment, if you are not in Brazil, it's quite a challenge. And there's also the abundance of scams that happen when sending money to people. So you really have to be careful and know the people that you're dealing with. So typically they'll look up the name of the people, you can see a face, and you can assure that it's an actual account of the people. So this is, I have to say, a bit awkward for me. At the other hotel, the Clicaré, the one we were just in, I was able to do my complete booking online, hold it with a credit card. When I arrived, I paid with a credit card. I think that is very tourist friendly for people coming from abroad or anywhere. However, this one, I understand that it works for people who live in Brazil, but for people outside of the country, it is a challenge. So really something to think about there. So we talked about labels, the flavor of the breakfast. Honestly, if I'm going to talk about flavor, I'm only talking about the coffee. The coffee was good. I liked the coffee. The juice was good. And fruits, I'm not a big fruit lover. So some of my family did have some other foods. They said it was okay. I am hungry. I'll be waiting to go to get some muqueca for lunch. That's the fish stew. I'm going to try that over here in Itaunas. By the way, that's where we are, in Itaunas. So Villa Morena is in the district or the city of Itaunas, which is a part of Conceição de Barra, where we were yesterday at the other place. So again, very hot. It is a kind of touristic, kind of summer town. There's a nice beautiful beach here. And there's a nice little downtown area that you can walk around. A lot of artisanal shops. I'm going to try and find some artisanal stuff because that really excites me. So again, I talked about flavor, I talked about amenities, talked about, cost. How much does this room actually cost for the night? So this room here included with breakfast, and again, a very simple room. However, all the rooms here are the same price. I learned now that on the second floor, there is rooms that have verandas. They overlook like a soccer field, so we're not right at the beach. But still nice to have a veranda to get up in the morning, kind of just sit down, relax, pray a little bit. For the night was about $64 for the night. So pretty good value, I would say, for what you get. Again, with all of the little nuances aside, with the the AC and the lights and the challenging breakfast and having to go out and get your own drinks, I still think it's a good value for the money. Aren't you just adorable? How are you? What's your name? Hi, are you the manager?